Good morning, Knights. Today is Friday, March 27th, 2020, and I'm Marley Franklin bringing you NDTV from the comfort of my home due to the coronavirus. Let's see what upcoming stories Brandon Cotty has for us.
Thanks, Marley. I'm Brendan Cotty, and today's stories look at NDTV's trip to DC, a look at the Person of Character projects done by Miss Munroe's class, and the winter sports recap. Stay tuned, Knights. We're just getting started.
2 weeks ago, NDTV and TV production students traveled to Washington, D.C. to participate in the Student Television Network Convention. This yearly convention brought thousands of broadcast journalism and young filmmaker enthusiasts together to compete in various TV and film competitions. This year, things got a little crazy because the trip was cut short by the cancellation of the coronavirus.
It's Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., on the way to LAX, stuck in traffic on the 405 as usual.
This year, NDTV had the privilege to once again attend the Student Television Network Convention, also known as STN in Washington, D.C. This convention provides students from all across the country who aspire to have careers in pre-production, post-production, and even camera to speak with many professionals in the field to gain insight on the business and what it entails. However, this year, due to coronavirus, our trip was cut short, but that didn't stop us from exploring the nation's capital for ourselves. We visited the Washington Monument, walked the streets of the city, the African American History Museum, the Natural History Museum, which had an amazing butterfly exhibit, and even toured the campus of George Washington University. Overall, even though this trip was cut short, we made connections with students on the other side of the country and made some amazing memories along the ride. This has been Sammy Smith signing out for NDTV.
Although the trip was short, it sure sounded like a lot of fun. Thank you to the faculty, administration, and parents who allowed it to happen. Special thanks to Miss Harkins James, Mr. Tupas, and Mr. James for the incredible journey that they took the kids on. Everyone has been impacted by individuals of character, people who have exemplified the values outlined by Jesus. Miss Munroe's class created a project that had this in mind. The Person of Character project designed for students to learn about individuals of good moral character who exemplified the values of Jesus. Whether or not they are Christian or not, we sat down with Miss Munroe to hear more about the amazing project.
Each year, Miss Munroe's sophomore theology class does a Person of Character project. After the students complete their projects, the whole class goes to the library to look at the presentations. We spoke to Miss Munroe and asked her to explain the purpose of this inspiring project.
What the sophomores have been doing for approximately the last month is to research what we call a person of character. That's an individual who displays the characteristics of Jesus in some part of their lives. They don't need to be a Christian to be that individual. We're not talking about perfect persons or people that have never done anything wrong or made mistakes in their lives, but someone that we can focus on in at least one particular area and say, these are individuals that displayed gospel values that we might want to emulate in some way in our own lives. And we look at persons going back maybe a couple hundred years, maybe even further, like Abraham Lincoln and Harriet Tubman, and even people in the modern world like Princess Diana. And quite recently, students asked if they could investigate Kobe Bryant.
We asked one of Miss Munroe's students who had Martin Luther King Jr. for her project to reflect on her experience.
I loved how he never resorted to violence to get his message across. Even though young supporters of the cause wanted a more confrontational way for change, he still stuck in what he believed in.
We also spoke to another one of the sophomores about his experience with the project.
Me and my partner did Mahatma Gandhi, and I felt like that he fulfilled Christ's values because of how he was able to protect his country and change our entire world, such as giving India independence from the British and ending racial discrimination in South Africa.
Wow, these projects look amazing. This has been Nicole Abraham signing out for NDTV.
Wow, those projects look so inspiring. Thank you to Ms. Munroe for giving the students an opportunity, and thank you to the students who worked so hard on these projects. Everyone can learn something from those amazing people. The winter sports season just ended. With many record-breaking seasons, let's take a look at our 2020 winter sports recap.
Good morning, Knights. I'm Brendan Cotty, and welcome to our Winter Sports Recap. This season has been very intense, with some of our teams going on to CIF and others working hard for a great season. Joining me this morning is Roman Martinez and Michael Yarian. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, Brendan. Thanks for having us. Speaking of teams, what an amazing season for girls basketball.
Yes, their season was such an amazing story of what happens when a team goes all the way.
Yeah, you guys are both right. They had an amazing game against Paramount, and we have a segment on that coming up. So, Roman, how did varsity girls soccer do?
The varsity girls soccer team has had a tough schedule, but finished with an overall record of 4 wins, 10 draws, and 7 losses. The girls were able to come away with wins while playing against some of their hardest opponents, such as University and Channel Islands.
The boys soccer team, led by Coach Armas, went 9-8-4 this season, finishing 5-5-2 in league. The boys soccer team went into the Division II playoffs, where they won the first game against Oaks Christian, beating them 2-3. Unfortunately, they next faced the 1 seed, Channel Islands, where they lost to them 3-1. The team played well with Matthew Saylor, Scott Young, and Darwin Quintanilla. Hey Michael, how did boys basketball do this year?
The boys varsity basketball team had a great season, winning 22 of their 33 games. We were also able to talk to Coach Sargent about why this was such a successful year.
I think everyone this year improved. Everyone got better. Everyone played an active role. The biggest goal for us was just to have fun, just enjoy the journey that we were going on as a team. And part of that is winning games. We won, I think, 22 games, which is the most the school's won since 2001. We set the California state record for most threes in a season with 447. And that's with no one on the team making more than 93. So it's just a testament to how many guys made threes this year for us at a high clip.
The boys had a great season, and they seem excited for what next year holds. For NDTV, I'm Trent Rude with Sophie Young signing out.
Amazing job, Basketball Knights. We are very proud of you for your performance on the court this year. Speaking of basketball, Roman, what can you tell us about the ladies who have been turning it up on the basketball floor this season?
The varsity girls basketball team has had a great season. The Lady Knights have an overall record of 22-5 heading into the playoffs. This team has been playing exceptionally well under Coach Paul Gross. We got an interview with Nia Brown, Brooke Davis, Captain Selena Torres, and Isabella Ramirez.
Right now we're 7-0 in league, and last November we won the championship for the Mark Keppel tournament purple division.
Our tougher teams that we faced so far were Crenshaw, Thousand Oaks, and Immaculate Heart, because they had taller players, and we had to use our techniques to beat them.
So for next year, we'll be moving up to Mission League, which will definitely be a challenge for us. But we're going to work through the rest of this year and through summer to get better and to prepare.
I think that this year, since we have a pure ball handler, like a pure point guard, I think that helped us a lot, as well as the fact that we've been playing together for 3 years now. I feel like we know each other better.
The girls have been playing great all year and are looking for a high seed in the playoffs. This has been Roman Martinez signing out for NDTV.
The girls basketball team truly delivered an amazing season to our school, the fans, and the coaches. Outstanding job, Lady Knights and Coach Gross. Moving on to last sport of winter, which was another ladies team, the Aqua Knights, girls water polo. They finished 28-4 this season. The girls played well and made it to the third round of CIF playoffs, where unfortunately they lost to King High School 8-11. We wish them best of luck next year in the pool.
What an amazing winter season we had, with everything ranging from Aqua Knights to varsity basketball.
Yes, this winter season is definitely one for the sport books of ND. Each team really grinded it out for success this season. For an amazing look at some of our other sports teams this season, such as our JV teams, you can visit us at YouTube NDHS TV production.
Great job to all those winter teams who competed this year. That completes our winter sports recap. We'll see you all in the spring. Thank you for giving us an inside look at our winter sports recap, and congratulations to all the teams that competed this year, especially the girls varsity basketball team. We hope that all athletes are staying healthy and motivated during this time. Well, that's our show for you, Knights. I'm Brendan Cotty.
And I'm Riley Franklin. Join us next week when we can show you several things you can do during this quarantine. Have a safe weekend, Knights.